Hey everybody, welcome to Kingdom of Honor Does Pop Culture. I'm your host, Zanman Shane Sabuni, along with my good buddy, the Honorable Jeff.
Hello.
And Jeff, this week we're covering what we were going to cover last week, which is Tom and Jerry.
Yep.
And and it was definitely a movie. I'll
Yeah.
say that for it.
Um,
It was, it's not like it was a terrible movie, but it was just kind of
I'll
something
say
that
that
was
for
just
it.
there for me. I watched it. I mean, you texted me last night something about it, and I totally forgot what you meant for. So I had to like think like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. It was. I was really disappointed. I guess that like the movie didn't. It's hard to say I'm disappointed because I wasn't expecting a lot
I don't
from it
know. It was.
anyway. But the movie didn't really focus on Tom and Jerry. It focused on like human characters working in a hotel.
Yeah, and her quest to become a full-time employee. There were so many things that were happening in this movie that just made me. I don't. One of the things is she kept worrying about getting fired, and I'm sitting there thinking, you're just a temp. You're only there for a week. It
That's
was just.
true.
It, and that happened all the time. And then like the animated characters, they weren't like I was expecting it to be CGI'd, kind of like Sonic was, Sonic the Hedgehog. But this was literally just they pulled cartoon characters and put them in the movie. It,
Yeah, they did.
it was odd, and the whole thing about the mouse and why did the mouse have its own hotel room? And why wasn't Jerry in the hotel in his personal little one? Because obviously they had a personal one with a little door for him. Why wasn't he in that room? Why was he in the other room when it's just it was I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I, I just don't know what to say.
Well, you would think a movie like this is supposed to like make people laugh, and there was only one time the entire movie that I laughed. I don't know if you did at all, Jeff, but the only time I laughed was when they're talking about having the elephants come in for the wedding, and then the concierge guy is like, "Have you thought of something smaller, like a hamster?"
Yeah, that
And
was
and
actually that was a pretty funny moment.
and then the other guy was like, "Hamsters? Can you ride hamsters?" And then the concierge says, "Oh yes, sir. If you get enough hamsters, you can ride them like crazy."
Yeah, that
That
was
that that made me laugh.
that was probably the only funny moment in the entire movie. Um, I mean I chuckled at that, but I it there it okay, I get it. I mean we talk about loopholes in movies all the time about how they just don't make sense. Like Wonder Woman walking into a secured building just by flashing a card, but then getting chased by the cops.
Hmm.
That kind of stuff doesn't make sense. This was just littered with stuff that doesn't make sense. Like it was just constant. Like I said, worrying about her job. Well, you're a temp. You're going to be fired the next day anyway. You're only there for the weekend for whatever. And I don't, I honest to God don't know what to say about this. I really, really don't. I mean, eh, and the
Well, it's
dog and the
and it's only been a few hours that you saw it. It's been over a week since I saw it.
oh
So
my goodness, what
I
a
watched it
whole
last Friday. You know.
it. I mean, it is what it is. It could probably make my 5-year-old probably enjoy it. Um, but as a grown ass adult, I don't know why we had to have a Tom and Jerry movie to begin with. I don't know that there was too much clamoring for one.
No, but I do think that there's a lot of people that were looking forward to seeing Tom pilot a drone with Jerry riding on top of it.
I will say that was another moment where I'm watching it going, what the fuck? And he's expertly riding a skateboard and um, yeah, and with the skateboard, did it have some kind of booster on it? I don't know what the hell was going on there.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And that's the way to get her back to the hotel is to steal her cat. It just was like, what the fuck? There were so many moments I was just going, what have I been roped into watching this one? I mean, like I said, like you said, I didn't have any real high expectations for it, but um, I I don't know if I was expecting anything more than what I saw, to be honest,
No, I would just thought there'd be more. I thought there'd be more Tom and Jerry hijinks um
than them working together.
than them working together, or than the humans like conflicts at the hotel. It's just I hate when movies are labeled one thing and then they turn to become something completely different.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said,
And then that's my big complaint about the Transformers movies is that they're not about the Transformers, they're about the humans on Earth.
well, and like this, it's the big joke about Tom and Jerry is that, he can never catch the mouse. He caught the mouse like 15 times in this movie. Had him in his hand.
Yep.
And it was and then that overly um, mousetrap, that way over the top mousetrap that he built with the candle that was burning the rope, and it's like, wait, how did the candle just raise up to the rope? What happened? How and then
You were questioning the physics and logic of a cartoon mousetrap?
yes, I was. That's That's
Wow.
how I mean, but like you said, you would have expected a little more hijinks from them. And even when they spent their day together at Yankee Stadium and all that stuff, there was really no hijinks. It would have been a good, 20 minutes where they could have just followed Tom and Jerry around the town instead of focusing so much on the wedding.
Right. That's very, very true.
I
Yeah,
mean, I guess the only expectation I had was that this was going to be Tom and Jerry running around New York City, and it really wasn't.
no. No, it really wasn't. Like you said. Hang on a second.
So, I mean, you can watch this.
Rhaegar, shut up!
I guess we should have said spoiler alerts at the beginning of this, but uh,
Because a lot of people are actually going to watch this thing, right?
ultimately, ultimately, um, it's a movie for your kids. They'll enjoy the little bit of Tom and Jerry that we got. The animal tornado was actually, I did chuckle one other part during this movie. When Spike stopped in the middle of the road just to let loose his burrito. That was a moment that I chuckled to.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, no, there wasn't. I mean, fart jokes never get old.
Yeah, they do for me.
But yeah, I mean, it's a movie that you can put your kid down in front of and they can watch it, um, and they'll get a kick out of the animated character. All the animals were animated, um, and they'll get a kick out of that. But otherwise, I wouldn't waste your time. It's almost 2 hours I'll never see again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's what I told you. Like, I can't believe the Tom and Jerry movie is like an hour and 40 minutes. It's just ridiculous.
Well, it's because there was no Tom and Jerry in it. It was just a movie that happened to have cartoon animals.
Yes. No, I know that. I know that now, but I texted you that before I even went to watch it. I was like,
Right.
I can't believe this is an hour and 40
How
minutes.
are they gonna, I'm good after a 10-minute cartoon of Tom and Jerry. I was really dreading watching it for an hour and 47 minutes. But like I said, it is what it is. It's a kid movie. Your small kids will enjoy it.
Yeah, I think they will because they won't think about it the way we do, or they'll probably, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, there's Tom and Jerry. Yeah, that's hijinks." But yeah, it's not for adults at all.
They're not gonna
It's not
question,
really a family movie. It's really a kids movie.
yeah, they're not gonna question why the lady's worried about being fired when she's only a weekend temp anyway.
And the over the top villainous nature of the concierge. Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. I mean that was just bad acting in general.
um, next up we have Godzilla versus Kong on
Okay,
March 31st in our Warner Brothers
now that one I
series.
am actually looking forward to.
Yeah, me too.
'Cause that's a movie I've been looking forward to for a while. I might want to go back and watch some of the earlier ones.
Well, I need to watch Godzilla King of the Monsters for sure because I have not seen that
I
one, but
haven't seen that one yet either.
that is on HBO Max as well. So.
Yeah, I might go back and rewatch Kong too.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Actually, I should say that's the next one on the Warner Brothers media release. But actually, 2 weeks before that, March 18th,
is the
depending is the Snyder cut.
yep, which that I'll definitely be watching. I don't know if I'm going to sit down for 4 hours and watch it, but maybe I'll chop it up into bits. But I'm really really interested to see how much better of a movie it is with the original artist's cuts.
Me too, and it's broken up into 6 chapters. So however you want to watch it, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna sit down and watch it in 4 hours straight either. But I'm just saying that it actually has they have actually broken up into 6 chapters to make it kind of easier for you to digest that way. If you choose to go that route.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I do know I'm gonna watch it, and I am looking forward to it. And then that made me think Joss Whedon was in the news over the last couple weeks because people on Buffy and Angel were talking about him bullying them. Did you
Yeah,
see any of that?
it's. Oh, I saw a lot of it. Yeah, that's really hard to see, isn't it?
It is, but I'm gonna kind of take the same stance that I took with the Speak Out movement. Some of it just sounds like a boss being a boss. I mean, I don't know. I believe that if somebody feels like they're being bullied, then they're being bullied. And enough people have come out and said that he was really, really tough to work for. Um, so, I mean, and I agree with that. But, man, I've had bad bosses like that before too. It's not, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. It sucks that people were being bullied. But until I hear, I want to hear more substantiated stuff. Like, did Alan Tudyk have any issues when in Firefly and in um, what was that, Dollhouse? The only ones that I saw come out were what was Nicholas Brendan, Spike, whoever played Spike, and then also Charisma Carpenter. Did you see anybody else?
There's also something came out also that Michelle Trachtenberg, who played Dawn in the last couple seasons of Buffy, had said that there was an incident involving Joss Whedon that made it that there was a rule that he can no longer be in the same room alone with her.
See, I saw that, but I didn't see it that there was an incident. I just saw that he wasn't allowed because she said that he wasn't allowed to be in the room alone with me.
Yep, but that was after something happened between the two of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
but I understand where you're coming from though. I mean, I kind of that's when the Marty Skrull stuff came out this week, which I'm not sure we should talk about here on our other show. I mean, I kind of looked at that and went, well, it's how long do they want to punish this guy for?
yeah,
It's
and why is
it's
Marty
been it's
Skrull the only one that's really being punished? Everybody else seems to be over it and back up, doing what they're doing.
I don't know. Michael Elgin isn't.
Yeah, but Michael Elgin didn't get fired for that. He got fired because he's an asshole who fights with everybody in the back. You know, and I can understand why nobody wants to work with him. He's burned bridges in every company he's been in.
Who was that guy in NXT? Is he still wrestling too? The guy in NXT that
Velveteen Dream?
no NXT UK. I'm sorry.
Um,
Can't think of his name.
oh,
The Kiwi Buzzsaw, whatever the hell
yeah,
whatever his name
he's
is.
still wrestling.
Yes. Okay.
From what I understand, he's still considered the cruiserweight whatever champion,
No, that's
even though they now have an American version of it too. What was the
no, no,
championship
no,
that he
no,
won in that four way?
no. The cruiserweight champion was Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, that's the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Jordan Devlin.
No, no, it's not. It's Travis something.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't watch NXT UK.
Okay.
The only one I can think of, because I know Jordan Devlin got in trouble too.
Okay. Travis Banks.
I mean, yeah, there's a few of them. Like you haven't heard anything about David Starr, but David Starr is a super indie guy. He's not and indies have pretty much been shut down because of, the global bastard.
Yeah, I just don't understand why. What my big thing with it is, first of all, I mean, I don't think you should be held accountable by a company that you weren't even working for at the time that something happened. Secondly, with Marty Skrull, what he did was
Wasn't
not
illegal.
wasn't illegal. I mean, he had sex with a 15-year-old, consensual, and then and now he's admitted, like, if I had known that she was that age, I wouldn't have done it and things like that. But he's being basically crucified for it, for doing something that isn't even against the law. I mean, it might be immoral, but it's not illegal. And even if it is immoral, and even if it was, it's up to the authorities to do something about it, not for the wrestling public. And even if it was up to the wrestling organization to do something about it, how long does he have to be punished for it?
Well, and not just that, he's blackballed. It literally feels like he's blackballed.
That's what I mean, being punished. That's what I mean. He's being punished for it, for doing that. And how long do people want him to be blackballed, or to not be able to even have a job for?
And the other thing, I mean, the other thing about this whole Marty Scurll situation is, like we said, it wasn't illegal. It'd be different if it was illegal. And what he did, I mean, is totally different than some of the stuff that these other guys did. Some of the stuff these other guys did was like actually bullying the girl after they broke up, or um, using their place of authority,
Hmm.
to get what they wanted. So some of it was really bad. But what Marty Skrull did was just a um, n- consensual legal act, and he's gotten blackballed for it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is like he's actually come out and said, I was wrong, I apologize, things like that the other guys haven't said, and he's still getting blackballed for it. We're typically, and but my point still remains kind of this: even if he hadn't apologized, and he had done something illegal, and he how again how long do we punish somebody for that? Is it it's been because it's been
Over a
um
year.
over a year since he had a wrestling match. So I mean, is it a year? Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Is it forever? I mean, how long do people want to keep this shit up?
Well, and pulling him out of the NJPW stuff is really maddening.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the maddening part. I kind of got it with Ring of Honor. They're struggling anyway, and to have somebody that in the position that he would have been in that company, I kind of get it, but at the same time, Jimmy Snuka murdered somebody and was allegedly, I guess, I don't know, was he found guilty for that?
No,
Um,
he was because he was incompetent to stand trial.
okay, but he still wrestled for years after that.
Well, I don't know if we really want to take that stance because
But
that was years and years and years ago.
yeah, I mean, it's two different things, but I'm just saying it's just there's been worse acts done by wrestlers that have continued to work and be the face of companies.
There have been, and NJPW basically like kind of bowed to public pressure and scrapped the Marty Scurll angle going on with Rocky Romero on their NJPW Strong show, which is kind of what we're talking about
Right.
here. And I was listening to the Purocast, and they were like, well, this is they're just doing the right thing. Well, okay, so first of all, who's to say they're doing the right thing? Secondly, if they are doing the right thing, again, my question is, how long do you want to be punished for?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
makes no sense.
I just if somebody would come out and say, they, yeah, he should be, they shouldn't use him for this length of time, I kind of would at least be willing to hear that argument, and listen to what people had to say. But when you're just saying, the right thing is to not book him, well, that's bullshit. Everybody's got a right to make a living.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, yeah, I don't know,
I
but
mean, people forgave Michael Vick.
right.
I
Well,
didn't, but people did.
like I said, I
So
mean, there's been other acts that were worse than the legal act that Marty Skrull did, and they were all, athletes in every sport, public faces. It's just weird to me. It's just really weird to me that that's a guy that's that talented, nobody's allowing him to work.
yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, I don't understand it whatsoever. So, all right, well, I
But
guess that's go ahead.
that's it for our Tom and Jerry talk.
There's really a lot to say about it, wasn't there?
No, it, it
Yeah.
it was really, like I said, I could probably spend a half hour going through all the little logistic holes, the common sense holes that were
Let's
in it.
let's
But
not.
it's just it's not. it's not worthy to talk about, I guess, is it's just it was uneventful. It didn't make me feel either way. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was just like indifferent to it.
All right, so what are we going to cover for next week's show?
I have no clue. There's so much wrestling that I had to watch that I watched this week that I don't even know.
Okay.
What do we have any movies that are out there that we haven't seen yet? Or
Well, I mean, we both talked about watching Godzilla King of the Monsters this week, so maybe we could do that.
oh yeah, yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. I mean, we also have Doom Patrol to get to eventually too, but I'm not sure when we're gonna, when we got the Snyder Cut coming up, and then we got the Godzilla King of the Monsters, we kind of have to like do like every other week for that. Then at that
Well,
point,
what I'm thinking is Doom Patrol after we get through March, things calm down a little bit because then we'll go back to, one movie release a month. So we could watch Doom Patrol during that month.
during like April,
Yeah, because there's just so much with the Zack Snyder cut and the new Godzilla movie coming out here in the next couple of weeks, and there's so much there that I don't want to start Doom Patrol next week and then take 3 weeks off.
yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Okay,
So
perfect.
I think we'll just because we'll do Godzilla King of the Monsters next week, and then the Zack Snyder cut comes out right after that, doesn't it?
March 18th, so 11 days from now.
Okay, yeah. So right after that, so we could do, I don't know, do you want to chop that one up into bits?
With the Snyder Cut?
Yeah. Or do you just want to try and watch all 4 hours of it for that first week?
Well, we'd have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to watch those 4 hours. So I think we probably could get that done.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, so let's end this one, and then we'll be back with what is an amazing amount of wrestling that happened. Just a flat out amazing amount of wrestling.
Yes, yes, it is. So we'll be back in about what, like 10 minutes
10
or
minutes,
so?
I think, yeah. Give me
All right.
time to set it up.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.